This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium training session. This Infinium training session is entitled, Don't Fall For It. Now, my MGTOW brothers, as the progression of the MGTOW philosophy advances at a geometric rate, you're going to see some dynamic changes in the society and the desperation of women in particular. And so this training session is to warn you of some possible things that could happen to you as a MGTOW man, given the factors that are going on, again, with the entrenchment of the MGTOW philosophy versus the desperation of women because of the effects of the MGTOW philosophy. Now, the number one thing that is happening, which I'm sure many of you are aware of, is that in every realm, marriage rates, birth rates, bridal shops, what's it called? The diamond shops, the what do you call it? The jewelry shops. That's what I'm trying to say. Those places are being affected by men not marrying, men refusing to marry. And as a result, there's sort of like an apocalypse going on. Again, bridal shops are shutting down left and right. You're finding that women can't find men. There's always a constant question of where the good men at. You're finding that the baby shops like Babies R Us are gone. In even places like Target, which have baby shops within them, they're suffering. And again, this is all in effect of the MGTOW philosophy and the progression of the MGTOW philosophy. So what I'm trying to get across to my brothers is that you're going to see some desperate things being done on the camp of feminists. And one of the things that you're going to find is that women of all races are going to start coming after you, and they're really going to start pushing themselves on you. This is what I'm finding as the MGTOW Infinium, that it's on an everyday basis now. And in particular, with white women, I'm finding that they're coming after me. And these are hot white women. I'm not talking about the mid-range ones. I'm talking about 8s to 9s to possible 10s. They're coming after me. And this, if you are naive, is a very dangerous situation for you, because you can be lulled into thinking that these women care about you when they don't. And I would say to you, to men, MGTOW men who are of any race, to watch out for this, because you will see cross shifting of races, where women, a black woman will come after a white guy, a hot looking black woman will come after a white guy, and vice versa. And it is not just black and white, it is all races, I'm finding with myself. Again, don't be lulled into thinking that these women really want you, because they don't. They're looking to get your resources. They're looking to drain you of what you have, to enslave you, to cause you to be a worker in the feminist plantation state, in the fields of the feminist plantation state. That's what they want. They're not looking to be a companion to you. They're not looking to be somebody that is your quote unquote soulmate. They're looking again for somebody that can provide them resources. Secondly, I do believe that there's going to be a push for do your duty laws, or some kind of enactment to make single men date and marry. This again is because of the marriage rates going down, thus the birth rates are going down. Everything is going down. And I can foresee a desperate move on the part of feminists to get some kind of law pushed through where it kind of forces men to do their duty, quote unquote. But if that happens, there will be a further revolt of men. That will just backfire. But I'm here to say, as a MGTOW Infinium, I believe this is going to happen. Some form of law is going to happen where it literally forces men to do your duty. And again, you as a MGTOW man, whether you go to church or not, you will encounter shaming from your pastor. You will encounter all types of shaming from Christian friends who see you as a single person, a single man, as one who has a problem. You must remember that you do not have a problem. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to marry. And in fact, again, if you read into the Bible, if you just look at it from a Christian sense, the Bible even states that it's inadvisable to get married. It's inadvisable to touch women. The Bible even states that. But that's not being taught in churches. But what you'll find again is that there is a doubling down on men who are MGTOW, who say that they do not want to marry, do not want to cohabitate. It is being said from pastors that these men are shirking their duties. They're not doing right. They're evil, that type of thing. I would say to my MGTOW brothers, ignore that and just keep going down the MGTOW path. Keep going towards your freedom. Because these men, these pastors, and sometimes female pastors, they are wrong. They're wrong from a biblical standpoint, and they're wrong for just judging men. The Bible even says it's better to be single. That's not what's being taught in these churches. So again, you will find that. You will find that, again, from your family, you will be shamed. You will be brought under judgment. You will be caused to feel like there's something wrong with you, that you're inadequate, that you can't get a woman, that this is wrong with you. You will find that family members will try to force women upon you, all to get you to be caught up in the indoctrination of the feminist plantation state. Again, my MGTOW brothers, there is nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be caught up in the feminist plantation state. There's nothing wrong with just wanting to put yourself first, to better yourself, to do what needs to be done. There's nothing wrong with that, with doing that. And I would say also, again, you as a MGTOW man, in most cases, you will not be able to make simps, your family, the people at the church, and women in general, understand your standpoint as a MGTOW man. You will not be able to do that. It will only lead to frustration and exasperation on your part. So that's what I'm saying to you as a MGTOW Infinium, that the best thing to do is to go about your business. And in certain cases, you'll just have to do it in secrecy. Walk in secrecy. Walk in secrecy, do your thing in secrecy, and move towards your freedom. That's what you'll need to do. Because again, don't fall for what is now going on. You will see desperation come from every area of your life. From friends, family, church, where you work, you will see it. And it's going to get worse. I would say as the penetration of the MGTOW philosophy continues, it will get worse in terms of the pressures that are being placed upon you as a single man who's putting himself first. It will get worse. But you must resist these things. You must take into consideration what could happen if you get married. If you get married, great possibility of you being divorced within a year or so. Within a few years, there's a great possibility of your marriage not lasting. It's a great possibility that you will lose everything that you have. There's a great possibility that your life will be irrevocably altered to the standpoint of you may have to consider suicide because things have gotten that bad. I was listening to Ham and Hand, a little of his content the other day, and he's gotten to the state, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to pay this stuff anymore. Put me in jail. I don't care anymore. And this is because the woman that he had married, I believe that he had married, she just keeps coming back and taking more and more out of his pocket. And that could happen to you, my MGTOW brothers. You have to consider these things. Consider these things when, for instance, like what I encountered the other night, a hot young white woman came and targeted me while I was doing my job, smiling with that come hither look. If I gotten involved with her, I know it would be disastrous for me. Consider these things. Consider these things and don't fall for it. Don't fall for the lie of marriage. It is no benefit to you to either cohabitate with a woman or to marry a woman in this day and age. It is everything to her advantage if you get married. It is not to your advantage. You lose. You lose in every way possible if, again, you cohabitate with or you marry a woman in this day and age. And yes, as a man, you are built to love, you are built to cherish, you are built to undergird your family, to go out and do the right things. That is ingrained into you as a man. But it is not worth it to cast that pearl before a woman who does not care about you. And I would say again, there are no unicorns. There are no unicorns. I say that to you from experience. I say that to you from the evidence that other content providers have said. There are no unicorns. And so it is not worth it. It is not, in any sense of the word, not worth it to, again, cohabitate with or to marry a woman in this day and age. And I'll say to you again as a warning, you are going to find more and more as time progresses, the desperation causing women to literally force themselves upon you as a single man. If they know that you are single, they can sense that you are single, they will come after you. And you as a MGTOW man, it is best for you to run away if you have to. Because in every sense of the word, you have to consider that not only is it dangerous for you to cohabitate with a woman or marry a woman, you have to consider that many of these women are carrying STDs because they have been riding the cock carousel. You have to consider those things. They are carrying, I would say, sometimes uncontrollable STDs. You have to consider those things that they will do to you. You have to consider the things that will happen to you mentally, the mind games, the shit testing, all those things that will happen to you. Is that worth your freedom? Is it really worth your freedom? I would say to you, my MGTOW brothers, I don't think so. So again, don't fall for it, my MGTOW brothers. Don't let the lies of indoctrination cause you to be hoodwinked into something that you should not be doing. It is not your duty to get married. It is not your duty to take care of single mothers. Excuse me. It is not your duty to do any of these types of things. My MGTOW brothers, it is your duty to take care of yourselves, put yourselves first, and stay on the MGTOW path. This has been the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium training session. My MGTOW brothers, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.